Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
All right, take 3. Not that you would know this. However, third time recording this. So here's what happens when I'm driving around. My phone is sitting in my lap. I don't touch it. I know you're all like, oh, gasp. She has her phone on while she's driving. Or it's like in the little holder, like the drink holder next to me. But this is how I can do this, sister. Don't worry, I'm not touching the phone. I'm not. There's a crazy review on either iTunes, Canada, US about, oh my God, she records them while driving the car. That's so dangerous. What a fucking lunatic. Yeah, you're good. You're good, sister. But this is how I get this message to you. So here we are. Let's talk about the topic today, which is who wears the pants? Okay, because again, as we're starting to say, the majority of you connect with me about marriage, about relationship. And the things that I get are this. I want to feel more connected to him. He doesn't really understand me. I have major problems with intimacy. We rarely have sex. We don't have sex. I feel like I can't trust him. I don't have deep conversations. I'm afraid to let him know who I really am. I'm afraid to talk about what I really need. These are the conversations. Once we get past the surface stuff, which for a lot of you, it's like, oh, well, you really need to get my body back into shape. And like, I really have this business idea and, stuff with my kids. But honestly, the crux of it is it's marriage and relationship. And I think mostly because this is something I speak of so much. It is the thing, like, in the last 3 years that I've invested the most in, that I've gotten the biggest return back, the biggest ROI, return on investment. And it is the thing that matters to me the most. Myself, my marriage, my kids, my business. I love all you all. But those 3 take priority. And me first. Which I know for some women, and for some of our moms, like, oh my God, never, my kids go first. Well, you know what? Your kids go first and you go fucking last. So I don't know many women where that model of being actually works. If you got a way that it works for you, fantastic, man. But the thing is, for most of you, this is why there's the fucking problem, because you don't place priority on yourself first. You're teaching your kids to take care of themselves and put yourselves first, but you don't fucking do it. So you tell me, are they going to fucking believe you? And even if you put your marriage before you, no, but I'm home with the kids and taking care of stuff with the kids and my husband, and he's earning and da-da-da, and, great intentions, everything, but no, it's still you first. You got to serve you before you can serve other people. But marriage comes up again and again and again. And I also have a lot of women that I get attracted to the podcast, maybe this is you, who are what I would call more of an alpha female. Alpha female. Just a little bit, you kind of feel maybe like you're not like most women, that you're maybe a little bit more aggressive, you're a little bit more bold. It's interesting, right? How we all associate this with this is like a men thing. I think we all have masculine, feminine sides of us. So yeah, this is the more masculine piece for those of us, because that's me, right? Maybe anger comes to you kind of easily. Maybe even how you train your body, like, you really want to, have muscles, or you have that, or like you're strong, and like there is just something about you that says it's a little bit more masculine than feminine. It's not a bad thing. I know for me that like tapping into the feminine piece of me is like newer, like really, like probably the last 3 years that I felt even the hint of feeling like kind of girly. Like I want that side of me. It's still me in that. I'm not like breaking out the pink and the bows. Like it's me. It's me. There's a feminine side of me that I'm really allowing myself to be and to feel and to explore and to become more. But this conversation of who's leading inside of a marriage. Now, if we would have had this conversation 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have been like, you know what? I do my thing, Ed does his thing. Psh, none of this fucking like the man needs to, like, that's fucking bullshit. We're equals. And you are in a marriage. You truly fucking are. But there's something that you need to fucking know about, man. Now, I've been with my husband for 25 years. No fucking joke. We met December 20th, 1992. We married 7 years later. We've been married for almost 18 years as I record this podcast, together for a little over 25. My husband has also been through Wake Up Warrior, a lot of different things with Warrior. He's now training to become a certified Warrior trainer. He has created his own group for leading men, which is called Men of Iron, which is powered by Warrior. It is all the Warrior Principles Technology with Ed's spin on it as he's becoming a certified trainer. Because Garrett J. White, who founded Wake Up Warrior, just, it's important for him, for this message, this movement, to reach more men, more families, more wives, more children, more businesses. And he knows that there's so much he can do with his team. So there are now men that are able to apply for and go through the rigorous, like fucking insane rigorous year training of this, while, by the way, maintaining a business, while staying in with marriage and your health and your children. Like, it's not easy. And Ed's coming up on the final 3 months of that. Which, by the way, Man Your Life, you need to go to Ed's free Facebook community. You just type in Men of Iron and request to be added to that free Facebook community. It's growing rapidly. But this whole concept of allowing your man to lead is something that was really foreign to me. Now, this is not a conversation about submission. This is not a conversation of the man needs to be in front. There's a good woman behind every man. I feel like fucking king and the king and the king. In gay couples, yes, but we talk here. I'm leading it from my experience, which is king and queen. So king and the queen are running the empire together, side by side. Each have their own fucking thrones, creating one with that one unity, that one focus, that one combination of superpowers. Like in the movie Ghostbusters, when they realize when they actually put all their, what are those things fucking called? I want to call them lightsaber. That's not lightsaber. That is Star Wars. I'm aware of that. But when they have those fucking things, when the ghosts come out and they zap them, and then they realize when they put them all together, although you're not supposed to cross the streams, that it creates more of that energy, right? Like you're combining synergy. The word is synergy. Which, crazy enough, we actually called our chiropractic office that we had for 14 years Synergy Family Wellness Center. And what synergy really means is that when two people come together, there's more they can accomplish together than they could separately. Marriage is the most beautiful place to actually experience and to create that. But let's have this conversation. Let's go there. Because I'll tell you right now, if you're an alpha female, you fucking taken his balls away at one point. I guarantee. Because I did that to my husband. Now, my husband is a strong, powerful man. This is not to say that he's one of these fucking pussy men or, he is a weak man. No fucking way is that true or ever been the case. But we had situations that came up in our life. My husband was diagnosed with Crohn's. A year later, he had emergency surgery. He was out for 3 months. Out of the practice, we tried to bring him back in several times. He just got sicker and sicker and sicker, and it's been a real challenge. It's been very difficult. I had to step in and take over and lead because my husband was not well. He was incredibly sick. The fact that he came out of emergency surgery without an issue. I shouldn't say without an issue. There was definitely complications. It's my park assist, by the way, saying I'm getting close. But I had to step up. I had to step up and into that role. That was necessary at the time. It was necessary at the time. However, there have been a lot of times in a relationship where I've overpowered. I'm more the obvious one. My power is more obvious. People expect it from me. Ed has this incredible, I don't even call it introverted, but a quiet power. Ed likes to refer to as quiet warrior now, right? Where he's not the chest pounding kind of dude, but I think more lethal. He's like a ninja, I tell him. He's like a ninja. Like, people don't see you coming. So powerful when I see him step in his power. Holy shit. Holy shit. But for a lot of years, I took that over. I took that from him. I was in an experience myself assisting one of my former coaches at one of his live events, and I realized that. I realized that from a woman sharing her experience of how her husband shows up for her, and it literally hit me like a fucking brick wall. That was me. I was doing that, but I was in the story. I was her husband doing it to Ed. And I literally had no idea that I was doing that. Because my intention came from the place of, honey, you know what? You're sick. You can't be in practice. Like, you are just like, you're not well on a regular basis. We're trying all these different pharmaceutical concoctions. And it was fucking hard. Now, out of this, Crohn's has become our greatest gift. Because it birthed all of this. It birthed us looking and exploring and saying, what could we do outside of practice because I was not happy in that alone. That was not the plan. The plan became a different plan. I had a podcast recently about that, when the plan is not the plan. What do you do? So I had to take over that. I took over a lot of stuff with the kids. I just kind of rolled right over him. Now, out of love, out of like, I need to, but in that process, I took stuff from Ed. And it wasn't until when he started with Warrior. Actually, we heard Garrett. Garrett was on Ed's podcast, his original one called The Chiropractic Philanthropist. I heard him. I got connected with Garrett, heard Garrett's message, had him on the podcast. Everything shifted in our life. I did not really understand this. I didn't understand how important it was for a man in a marriage and with his family to lead. I didn't understand how important it was for a man to fucking earn and provide for his family. That mode of protection that is built into a real man. Not all men. Some men are fucking assholes, but some women are fucking bitches, right? But is built into their DNA of good men, of good powerful men, of I need to lead and protect and provide for my family. And not just financially, but that's a piece of it. And so when that piece of Ed got taken away, when he could no longer practice, when we were in chiropractic, it was a really fucking hard thing. And it was a necessary thing for me to jump in and take over the practice. We needed to keep that going. That was our business. That was our source of income. That was our source of service. But then when Ed really started to understand the Warrior message and started to really live this and went to Warrior Week and, everything shifted in our life, it wasn't until maybe a year later that I finally fucking got it. Because I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm a strong woman. I'm not backing down. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. Right? You knew what you're getting into with this marriage. I'm a strong fucking woman. I will not back down. I will not be less of who I am for you. But here's the distinction here, sister. There's a difference between squashing who you are and standing next to him. It's not like pushing him back saying, no, like I got this. Right? Have you ever had that situation where maybe your husband's even said to you, hey, honey, can I help with the kids? Can I help with, like, they even, like, reach out and say, no, like, I'm fine, I got this. And there's a passive-aggressive thing to it. And it's you just stepping up and saying, you know what, I've had to do all this shit, so, like, fuck you, I'll just take it over. Like, he literally has even said to you, like, how can I help? And you've pushed aside. You've robbed him the chance to be able to serve along with you inside your family, caring for your home. I get it. I've been all of those things. That's why if this message is really hitting you right now, I understand, because I was exactly where you were, sister. And the moment that I understood that, the moment that I didn't dull my light, I just allowed my husband to shine his brighter, that I realized that leading could be next to him, not in front of him. That I understand that there is a dance, too, of leadership at times, right? Where he would let me lead. I'm going to let him lead a little bit more. It was an interesting thing when Ed and I were on stage at WarriorCon. WarriorCon is the annual convention for Wake Up Warrior. And they just had their second one last. They had one June of 2017, November 2017. And November 2017, they asked us to come up on stage and to share our story of a married couple, right? Just like with the women, a lot of the men, the challenge is not, by the way, business. It's not even their health so much. It's relationship. It's their marriage and their children. Of how much that they were fucking burying themselves in work and destroying these other pieces of their life. With the same thing. It's like, I just need to earn. I want to provide. This is how I show love to my family, but everything's fucking falling apart for them. And so with them knowing in Warrior how long that we've been really following this and living this and got a chance to really share my story. And it was a piece of what I'm sharing with you right now. And I'll tell you something right now. If you're this alpha female, to give up and to put that throne right next to yours is going to be fucking hard. You're going to resist it. When Ed started to really step up to me, stand up to me and say, no, this is what I want. It's not okay. I was fucking like, what? I was shocked because I was like, wait a second. I don't think you understand the way this game plays. You can get what you want, and I get what I want, but I'm going to be the fucking loud vocal, like blah, 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 this kind of stuff. But it was so interesting to share that story and how much that we had been through. And I could literally feel a shift in my posture. We're standing up on stage in front of 500 men, which, by the way, again, masculine women. Like, I can fucking go there with the dudes, man. But it was intimidating to be in that intensity of alpha energy and that many men. I wasn't nervous, but it was like unnerving being around that much of it. It was freaky. It was interesting for me to have that experience. And to see my husband in front of all these fucking men. There's a picture of us. There's like a still of it from when we spoke. And Jeremy asked us questions. He's part of Wake Up Warrior. And then Garrett did. And I look at the posture in my husband and chest out and head held high. And it's no bravado, man. It's fucking real. Seeing him like really own his power up on that stage. Seeing him at times when I might come at him still with that. And he's just like, no, that's not fucking okay. And we might go to fucking war about shit. And have fights and collide and come to realizations about each other. My husband, with all the stuff he's going through with his business and shifts with that, and with Men of Iron and search stuff, and he's just like, I can't get all this shit done. I go, yes, you can. Let's figure it out. And we sat down, we strategized of how many hours were needed for all these things that he has to complete and do by June 1st. And I said, look, is it going to be helpful to you? Why don't you have some evenings a week that you go and you work? He has a new office space. I'm like, go to your office, go to Starbucks, and you just plug away at this shit. Because I know it's important for you to continue to provide for your family. Of course, my business provides income. But it's important for Ed that that's the primary thing for him. That's how he feels fulfilled as a man, too. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I came to him. I said, listen, let's start with right now. You have tonight. It's like, what time would I be able to leave out? I go, just go pick up Kai. That's the youngest at daycare. Come on back. And I got the boys. Like, we're good. We're good. I support you, what you're doing with this work. I know how much it matters to you. Right? So I'm going to let him lead. But this is something that we do together. I don't take this shit away from him. I don't go, well, if you do this and it's going to, you're taking time away from this business, so we're going to see a shift in income this way, so now I'm going to step in and . No, it's allowing him to fucking be in his power. And you need to know how that is for you and your husband. Allow him. You don't stand in his shadow. You don't have to be behind him. You are next to him. King and queen, you each have your fucking throne, creating the life that you want, creating the empire that you fucking want. And you don't have to wear the pants to do it anymore, sister. I'm telling you, even if you feel like you've done this to your man, you fucking pussy whipped him for years, things can change. You need to allow him to step into his power. It sucks, right? When you realize this, when I realized with that I squashed that shit out of him. It's not, again, because he wasn't a powerful man. It's just, I showed up in not a way that honored that. And not because I didn't respect him, because I felt like I needed to. It was my story and my shit. I totally fucking own that. I don't feel regret or remorse about it. It is. It's done. I've learned from that now. And I understand. And I don't have to be the only one who is the strong one, the rock in our marriage. He's the same fucking thing for me. You can both have your own individual pairs of pants. But just don't fucking take his, sister. Allow him to be the man that he really fucking wants to be. Allow him that. No fucking naggy shit. No passive-aggressive comments. Real, honest conversations. Like grown-ass men and women. And if you feel it right now, he's not willing to have that, then you be the one that shows. You lead him in that way, sister. So here's your more tip for today. Journal about this conversation. What comes up for you with it? What are the insights that you really glean from this experience? I know there's something for you to see if you're in a relationship or marriage. And because a lot of you attracted to this message, which is a little bit more, let's say again, alpha female. Like again, if this is really either triggering you or bringing up some stuff or it's upsetting, dude, when I fucking realized this, I was like bawling. My whole body was vibrating and shaking, going, fuck. And it was a realization and it was an ownership, and I felt that. It wasn't guilt, it wasn't blame, it was just an owning, and it was like, fuck, I did this to him. Okay, what am I going to do now? And everything changed from that moment forward. Everything fucking changed. But you got to first be honest with where you are, sister. So journal and glean that insight. Now, here we go. 3 things I want you to do today. Number 1, if you have not already joined the sisterhood, and by the way, we have 102 women. Some have kind of floated in and out. I get it. It's not the intensity is not there for all of you, but for a lot of you, this is a beautiful starting point. I started with Women Wanting More only having high level, high investment dollar amount experiences, and that basically excluded the majority of you. So I created the sisterhood a year ago and saying, what is something I can create that everybody could be involved in? That every woman, if they wanted to be around other powerful women, if they wanted accountability, if they wanted to really learn how to create this life of more, how could I do that? And that's how the sisterhood was birthed. Ridiculously monthly amount. You can actually even do an annual membership and you save 70%, like ridiculously inexpensive. But here's the deal. You get to try it for free for 7 days. So right now, if you have not already joined the sisterhood, which is inside a Facebook group, which is coaching with me, virtual coaching, weekly sisterhood tips, daily sisterhood tips, weekly video trainings, then right now go to here, drkarenosborne.com/sisterhood. That's number 1. Number 2, if you don't already subscribe to the podcast and reviewed it, please go ahead and do that. You'll get every single episode that comes out 5 days a week, and you'll be able to fucking share your experience with other women who are looking at podcasts who are like, what should I listen to? There's some haters on there that have slammed me. It's okay. I know it's a piece of it, but we're going to drown it out with fucking love and let women really know what the truth is, and not some of the bullshit reviews that stay on there. So go to iTunes, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. And here's number 3. I want you to get one of my journals. Now I have a couple boxes left, and like, that'll be it. I've literally shipped out almost 500. As I'm packaging up shit last night, I'm like, this is crazy. I've sent out this many. It was not my intention to send out this many. And I was like, let me just kind of test it and see. And I'm like, I'm just going to start doing it myself at first. I'll get help later. And I haven't yet. And now I've got a couple boxes left, and that'll be it. So to still get your free journal, which means, yes, you pay for a little bit of shipping, head over to drkarenosborne.com/journal. Or is it /free journal? It's one of the two. I'll figure that out. It'll be in the show notes. So either /journal or /free journal. I think it's /free journal. And I will send that to you in the next couple weeks. I'll ship it to you to anywhere in the world. So I will talk to this episode, sister. A life of more. It's just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborne.com/newsletter.